Crafty with a stat here for us. It's 20-0 Colts at halftime in that game against the Miami Dolphins, and the Colts have scored on every possession they've had in the first half. That has not happened since Peyton Manning in 2006. Daniel Jones has led an offense to a stat line that has not been seen in Indianapolis since Peyton Manning was there. Absorb that. Absorb it. Just absorb that knowledge. That's a thing. That's a real stat that is actually there in the world. It's been spoken into the ether. Meanwhile, the Giants had 8 downs to score a touchdown and came away with 3 points. And we seem to just love throwing screens. What's changed for Daniel Jones? What's changed for Daniel Jones? And what hasn't changed with the New York Giants? Let's think about that. Let's ruminate over this, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? You and I, we're here. We're just a couple of guys or girls out there. But let's just have a little discussion here. Brian Daboll and Mike Kapka still with the New York Giants. Daniel Jones now with the Colts and Shane Steichen. Daniel Jones playing very well, efficiently, scoring points. The New York Giants playing exactly as they did with Daniel Jones there.
Are you ready to rep your team like never before? Then it's time to gear up at the Stay Tuned Sports Merch store, where we have everything you need to flex your fanhood in style. Throw it back with our exclusive 8-bit NFL helmet tees. Pixelated perfection for the old school football fanatic. Need something cozy for kickoff? Our Stay Tuned hoodies are built for bold fans and chilly Sundays. Decorate your den with championship banners that scream victory, because legends deserve a wall of fame. And for those early morning hot takes, grab a Stay Tuned coffee mug, or better yet, brew up a cup of our very own Stay Tuned coffee. Smooth, strong, and made for those perfect football Sunday mornings. So whether you're tailgating, couch coaching, or just vibing with your crew, we've got the gear to keep you tuned in. Head to bit.ly/StayTunedMerch right now and level up your fan game. Stay loud, stay proud, stay tuned.
Do you think that this is that first step to... Is this a putting the toe in the water to see the reaction, to see what people say about ostensibly bringing back the Redskins uniform just without the logo, to see what people's reaction are? And if you've read underneath any of the social media where Washington went ahead and posted this, because they posted it, obviously the NFL posted it, and a lot of the other reporters, Ari Miroff, Ian Rappaport, or your usual NFL people. Under all of those, people have been giving their reactions. So you think that this was a toe in the water situation?
I mean, I've been saying for a couple of years that that they'll eventually be the Redskins again. But yes, I kind of think that as far as today goes.
I had a thought, because here's the thing. I have a thought. It's very similar to yours, and it is along that case of this country lost its collective mind in 2020. Yes. Like, if you look at just between everything, if you look at what happened in just the year of 2020, now that we're 4 years beyond that, looking back, kind of maybe collecting a sense of common sense again, and I think that's the thing, is that looking back on it now, overreacted on a lot of things. There was a lot of shit that was going on. Little late. Little late. It happens. You know what? It happens. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes we're a little early, like the Eagles' offensive line on the tush pushes. Sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're a little late, like the Monday night game that was at 10 o'clock, which I picked the wrong fucking one to do because the Tampa Bay won. Tampa Bay and Houston, great game, exciting, fun finish. That Chargers game at night was not so much, but we got a Grossi raid. We had another Grossi raid during it, so at least there's things like that. But yeah, fuck your Eagles and their illegal tush push. Now, see, I was always on the side of, hey, don't ban it. I think that's good. But you motherfuckers cheat all the time. There was like 6 offsides on those things. No, screw yourselves. Absolutely not. Ban it. I'm with ELS and the Packers. Ban it. Welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. I'm your boy King. That gentleman right over there with the unfortunately inscribed shirt is your good friend Jimbo, and we are Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Wednesday afternoon. A little rainy here, where I am in Bayonne, New Jersey. Jimbo up there in the beautiful area of the Wyoming Valley. Northeast Pennsylvania. Just listen, there's one thing I always said, like Wilkes-Barre and like the area there is beautiful when you're on top of the mountain looking down on it from very far away. Once you go down into it, changes just a little bit. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to help us in 3 very free ways you can do that, if you've been here before. And if you have, hey, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. Like and share this video. Helps with the algorithm so much. If you're new here, if you're brand new, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It helps us out tremendously, obviously. And, of course, we've got a lot of live stuff happening now with the NFL season here. So hitting that notification bell is a good way to know that you will know whenever we hit the air. We got about 15 new subscriptions off of the Grossi raid. Again, thank you so much, Tom Grossi, for your generosity, and happy birthday, belated birthday. It was Monday night. No, Tuesday was his birthday. So because he went over to that's why he kind of had a birthday stream because the game went into his birthday. So and he's talking about being an old man, and I think he's fucking 35 or something. So shut the fuck up,
dude.
Tom.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up about being an old man. All right, 44 here. I don't know. What are you 44 too? I always forget your
43.
age.
I'm 43.
You're 43. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a year younger than you.
Okay. So, well, a couple months. Let's relax. Okay. You're about 9. No, wait. About 9 or so months. 8 or 9 months or so. Yeah. So, I don't know. You're not that much younger. All right. Let's not get that.
I'm 9
crazy.
months younger than you, but I feel like I'm 20 years older than you.
Lloyd, great to see you in the chat. Yeah, I know I look a lot older now that I've grown everything out and I got the big bald spot there. But yeah, so those are free things you could do if you want to help us out a little bit more tangibly, a little bit more financially, as they say. We have our donation station and our merch store link, top of the chat, description below in this video as well. Our Discord link, same places. It's getting a little bit more lively in there. Like I said, we got a couple more people in there. We'll see how good that goes. You want to join the community? Come and just shit talk a bunch, which is kind of all we do in there. Is it's really not any kind of in-depth football analysis. It's just kind of like memes. So that's, listen, just if you want to come in for a good time, that's fine. You want to go in-depth analysis, there's plenty of other places to go, plenty of other Discords to go to for now. We'll see how long Discord lasts. I don't know. Probably not looking great right now. If you're in Discord, it's like, certain things have happened apparently on the Discord platform that, So, while it's there, the link is there. We'll see how long that lasts.
And typical of us, we finally get it going.
It's like, hey, we're finally starting to get going. Now it looks like they might shut the whole fucking thing down. So, the Stay Tuned Sports curse lives on. Also, we have a link in there to go vote for my nephew for Youth Athlete of the Year. He deserves it. He's a great kid. I know I've been saying this for a long time because these votes just don't seem to fucking end, but they're still going. I think it's the quarterfinals right now. Then after this will be the semifinals, and then it'll be the finals. I think, unless there's another round of voting, I have no idea. But go give the kid a couple votes. He deserves it. So those links, all those links, top of the chat, which is open, and in the bottom of the description below this video. Jimbo, it's been a while since we've seen you on here between computers not working, live streams not being on, whatever like that. How the hell are you, buddy?
Not too bad. You said about it raining this morning, like before I went to work. I always check the weather, get my weekend plan, get going.
Yeah.
And I guess it must be like a front or something coming in because we're only supposed to get like a tenth, like
a little drizzle, a sprinkle, if you will. Yes.
But down near York,
okay,
which is probably what you're getting hit with now. They were supposed to get like a half inch of rain, so it's like there's no like gradual. It's just like boom.
No. Well, I saw the radar, and it's got like the bands are very horizontal. Usually they're kind of vertical as they move through, but these are kind of horizontal and moving kind of like west to east. Very, very strange. So you're gonna run into a place where you're gonna have like a big piece where there's no rain, and then when you cross into whatever is coming in, it's gonna be like boom, deluge. Yeah. So we've been cloudy all day. It's drizzled on and off. Now we've got a pretty decent steady rain, and then I think it's just gonna go to a drizzle again. Hopefully it means cooler air moving in. Hopefully it means a little bit more fall. We'll see. I need some more fall in my life. I need some cooler temperatures. I'm a fat, sweaty guy, so that's why cool temperatures is what I need. I can't do that humid southern shit. And like it's September. Once September hits, I want 50 degrees. Like yes. I wish I had the weather control device that everybody says is out there from HARP and DARPA. Yeah. I know I was a Navy SEAL. I was in the Arctic. I saw the HARP antenna and they're controlling the weather. I wish we had that. I wish because I would just be like, flick a switch. As soon September 1st, boop, 58 degrees. Thank you. Nice. That's what I would do. But couple things to talk about this week when it comes to the good old National Football League.
One not so much. The other one is pretty good. I think me and you could agree on.
What's
Danny
this?
Dimes.
What's this? Oh well, I mean, again, we have a lot of things to talk about. I was gonna get to Danny Dimes in a second. I was gonna get to some of the injury bugs that have once again hit certain teams and certain players, and now people are questioning whether that player should request a trade or get the fuck out of there because it just seems like they're never going to protect him. There's a way to, go about this. One of the other things I didn't want to talk about was your cheating ass fucking Eagles. And dude, listen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't, listen. On
Jason
the street.
Kelsey's, and Travis, your boy Travis, Taylor's, Tay or whatever Travis's nickname is, they both agreed they didn't lose that game because of the tush push. Also,
no, I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they did.
There's a penalty on every single play.
Stop with that fucking argument. Stop it.
Slow it down to micro frame to frame to frame to frame.
Stop it. Now listen.
They even said they need a telescope.
That's the only person that said that is you. I'm going to let you know that right now, brother. I was watching that game.
You didn't see the new heights.
And I was during the stream, I was kind of trying to do shit to kind of needle you because you weren't there. So I was just going to fuck you. I was just look at these.
I knew you were.
Cheating fucking Eagles. Look at this. Got refs in their pocket, whatever. As the game was on, because I was just being facetious. I was just trying to be, funny guy, messing around with my best friend who's an Eagles fan. So I was like, I'll screw with him for a little bit. Then the tush pushes happened. And then they're like, let's take a look at this play. And so we take a look at it. And the entire line moves before the ball is snapped. Every single one of them. Not only that,
the defensive line?
Half of the offensive line is lined up offsides.
As well as defensive line.
No, it wasn't. The defensive line is lined up right on it. So that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Their fingers were in the neutral zone.
No, they weren't. They were right on the edge of the ball. That's it. The neutral zone is the length of the football. That's it. and they were fine. That offensive line, like this is something that I think, and so okay, we have this bit of an argument. We're having this back and forth.
Yeah,
okay, fine. This is
you're
bad.
already-
This is bad. Whatever. Here's the question I have for you, Mr. Eagles fan, Mr. Fly Eagles Fly, Mr. Whatever. Now that this has kind of been brought to national attention, now this was kind of put on blast by Fox, by Tom Brady, by now other people who picked it up from that broadcast have been posting about it, talking about it. Rich Eisen's talked about it, Dan Patrick, McAfee. Like it's gone through the circuit here. Do you think the NFL puts it like a directive to the officials, like, watch this play like a hawk, and if somebody sneezes, if somebody farts before that ball is snapped, we're throwing flags 5 yards back. It's not like we're going to be. Do you think that happens, or do you think it's going to be fuck it, they voted for it, fuck them, let them have it? Is it going to be?
No, they definitely are. But again, when you slow down a video, it might not be as bad as last weekend. It may be a nose hair quicker or slower than last weekend, and everybody's still going to be, man, the Eagles are cheating.
Well, they are. Cheating. And here's the thing.
What about the Chiefs? What about the Chiefs last year? We've said it all last year.
Which it wasn't cheating.
Taylor.
Which they weren't cheating.
Jawan Taylor jumping a false
That
start?
was like 2 years ago, and we all called it out.
He was still doing it last year.
No, not nearly as bad. Not nearly as bad to where it was as obvious.
Listen,
because I didn't see it a lot last year. I didn't see him do it a lot last year. Now, the year before, like when everybody was watching that Lions game, that opening game, like everybody, like you had to be dumb to sit there and try to defend it. It's like, this guy's moving like 3 seconds before the fucking ball. What are we doing? Like, no, I get that. But for the Eagles, like my thought is, now that the spotlight has been put on it, and this is also my point too, is like a lot of people were talking about it being like cheating because it's just an unstoppable play, so it's basically cheating. You can't do it. That's not the position I'm taking. The cheating I'm talking about is it's already a hard play to stop. If you let the offensive line just jump off the ball before it's snapped, that makes it cheating. That makes it a completely impossible play to stop. Which is funny because then the Chiefs did stop it once, and they had to do it again.
Yeah. They paid off the refs.
Stop arguing. Stop.
That was clearly a
the refs were clearly on the Eagles' side that entire game. If we, if we're going to be honest with that,
I don't know about that.
So,
I'm coming in to block the pass. Oh, I touched his head. Foop. Ejected, throw him in jail, 6 months in jail.
That happened to the Giants in their game with Dallas.
How did you react to that one?
There was a lot of that happening in the Giants game, and the Giants had a lot of penalties in that game.
Yeah,
a lot of them were bullshit. A lot of them were legitimate, especially all the ones on fucking James Hudson, which I'm still surprised they have not cut his ass yet.
Yeah,
like Deacon Jones has been dead for like 20 years. And this motherfucker's still thinking he's doing the head slap got fucking illegalized. That's not even a word, but I just made it. And I think they said 1976? Yeah. 1974 or 1976. So nearly 50 years, the head slap has been eliminated from the NFL rulebook. And James Hudson just thought, I could do it. What did the five fingers say to the face? Slap!
I just thought about it. He was trying out for Dana White's slap.
Oh, the power slap?
Power slap. That's what he was trying out for. Yeah.
And then he had the nerve to get fucking bitchy and mouthy when he was off the field. It's like, James, the Giants got 135 yards on that first drive. Russell Wilson threw for 95 yards on that drive. So Russell Wilson threw for almost the entire football field. The Giants' offense gained more than is actually on a football field, and we still ended up with a field goal because your ass can't stop getting fucking penalties. I think they said it was the first player in either NFL history or since like the 20s that got 4 flags on one drive. One player, 4 flags, one drive. That's not the kind of history I want my New York Football Giants to be fucking making.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they benched him for the rest of the game. He should have been. Listen, you're not getting on the team plane. Oh, you think you're coming back with us? No, walk back. You're gone. Sorry. Good luck. Thanks for all the fish. You are no longer on this. I would have fired his ass as soon as that drive was over. Forget the game. Forget the half. I'm not letting you back in that locker room with my boys. Get out. And the fact that he still hasn't been cut, that he's still not on waivers, that he's there, just tells me all you need to know about Brian Daboll. That locker room, nobody is held accountable. There's no accountability. There's no discipline. And that's the other thing, too. That wasn't the only penalty. And I can sit there and we can argue about whether the holding penalty was too much or, if some of them were legitimate, if there were some of these were legitimate calls, some of the pass interference calls were iffy, whatever. For the most part, the Giants played a completely and utterly undisciplined game. And, we can point out that Russell Wilson's pass in overtime was bad. We can point out the Giants' defense played like shit. We can point out all those things. And all of those are valid. But if the Giants just fucking control themselves and don't put themselves in bad situations, we win that game.
Yeah.
We'd still look sloppy. We'd still look bad. And we'd say, man, we got to work on a defense. We got to do other things like that. But you wasted a career game from Russell Wilson because you can't fucking control your team. And that is 1,000% on the coach. That's 1,000% on the culture that's in the building. Like we saw with Robert Saleh and the Jets, we see it now with Brian Daboll. Zero accountability, zero discipline, zero control of the locker room. Yet another reason he should have been fucking fired.
But yeah, I think overall though, kind of get away from the Giants. Overall though, the refs were terrible. This was one of the worst weeks for.
I wouldn't go that far. I've seen worse weeks.
Yeah,
I've seen worse weeks.
That. Okay, the Giants game, the Phillips, I think, got nailed for the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, where I thought it was a tackle, but he picked him up and
yes, that's what I was saying. That's one of the places where it's I don't think that was. I think that was a legitimate tackle. They tried to say, "No, you Brock Lesnar him." I was like, I don't know. But even that one is borderline, and I can see where the referee was coming from, even though I disagree with it. And you saw a lot of people online kind of echo that sentiment. You saw a lot of people saying, "What? Why is this being a penalty?" Of course, all the Cowboy fans were like, "Oh my God, he tried to murder him! Oh my God, we them boys!" But most people said that was probably could have let that one go. And like I said, there were a lot of bad penalties in that game.
Yeah,
but there were also a lot of legitimate penalties that the Giants made, and that's what I mean. Is there's whenever we had a big play, I was waiting for the flag because it usually came. Like that Malik Neighbors play when they took the lead at the end of the game, which should have been it. I was waiting for the flag. I didn't want to celebrate yet because I was like, let me see. Where's the flag?
Yeah.
Where's the flag? All right, we got it. Then I was able to go. But that part of that I think was bad refs. I think we had Hussey was the ref who was just notoriously one of the worst refs in the NFL. So I was like, oh, this is making sense. But also, on top of that, as a team, you know who's officiating your games. So that has to also come to the coach being like, guys, we know this guy. If you sneeze wrong, he'll call it. Fucking let's make sure we are extra disciplined. Let's make sure that I don't care if these guys spit in your face. You don't do you act like Dak Prescott did. You don't do anything everybody lock it down. We got to be locked in.
Yeah.
And that clearly wasn't the case, which just shows again unpreparedness, no accountability, no discipline in that Giants locker room, which comes down to Brian Daboll. And I hate that son of a bitch, and I want that fat Ozempic sucking fucking fired as soon as he should have been fired in January. Same with Shane. Oh, but Shane had a good draft. That's fine. Yes, he did. Congratulations, Shane. You had a very good draft. What has that done? What has that done? The Giants' defense was porous. Yes. Our defensive coordinator is a piece of shit. Who again, and this is kind of interesting because it's around the league too. These teams that we thought were going to have good defenses. What the fuck is going on with Pittsburgh? That was supposed to be their linchpin. Their defense fucking sucks. Yeah. Denver's defense was. Oh my God, Denver's defense. The Denver's a legit Super Bowl contender. They are going to be. Oh man, this is going to be. You don't want to face this team. That Denver defense is ba ba boo ba boo ba ba boo ba boo. They have not looked great. They let the Titans and Cam Ward kind of hang with them, and then our boy,
Go ahead, say it.
our
Say
good
it.
boy, Daniel W. Dimes the third. Dude, I'm gonna say this.
I'm only gonna say this once though.
Okay.
Most likely 99% sure this will be the only time I'll say it. Fuck you, Danny Dimes. You screwed my parlay.
Hamster in the chat. Great to see you back in there. Crafty, good to see you in there. And Crafty does bring up the point. Yeah. Of all the penalties that were called in that game, the one where they face guarded and blinded Malik Neighbors when he caught that touchdown pass, there was no flag thrown on that play. Interesting. If he wouldn't have caught that, they would have said, no, that's not pass interference. When he was like this.
But maybe that was good that they didn't call it, because if they would have called it, wouldn't that be half the distance? Like, wouldn't it be a touchdown plus half the distance to goal? So then the extra point would be closer, and then Dable would want to go for the 2 for the win.
I don't know. Maybe, but hey, maybe give it to Scatabo and he goes in there. I love that kid.
Dude,
That
I give
kid
him
is
3
great.
years. I give him 3 years and he's out of the league if he keeps running like that.
Nah, fuck that. Let him go.
Dink,
Let him be.
dink.
Yeah, he's Mike Allstar,
Ironhead.
baby. He's the reincarnation
Yeah.
of Mike Allstar, and I love it. But yeah, one of the big things, one of the big stories in the league right now, and one of the fun things, at least for me, because for years, and if you've either listened to the old podcast that was just audio only, or you've been with us for the last couple of years when we've been here on YouTube as well, I have been maybe the biggest, what they call Daniel Jones apologists or Daniel Jones fans in the game, as they said. I've seen this kid. I was like, you can see it there. He has the talent. He is good. Just give him time to throw the ball. Give him something.
Yeah.
He's getting murdered. And it seemed like nobody wanted to say that. Daniel Jones is bad. Oh, he's so terrible. Can't get him out of New York. Get him. Finally, Brian Daboll's, you see Brian Daboll's like, I can't work with this kid. We'll just cut him. We waive him in the middle of the season. And everybody in New York cheers. Yeah, finally, we got rid of Daniel Jones. Finally, we're going to be able to move on from him and get better. We're going to do also these great things. And listen, I'm not discounting Russell Wilson had a career game last week. Not because of the offensive line or their protection, let's be honest. So that problem still hasn't been fixed, as we saw in week 1 against Washington. But now we look over, and again, this is something we wanted to pause on for a little bit. As we saw in the countdown, in the live stream countdown before this show, there's me talking about the week 1 of seeing what Daniel Jones was doing compared to the Giants. And I was already starting to do the, what's going on here? And now we've had 2 weeks. And because that's what everybody said. They said, he did it to the Dolphins, even though everybody picked the Dolphins to beat the Colts because they said, oh, the Colts suck. They got Daniel Jones as their quarterback. Fuck, they're going to lose. And then everybody quickly rewound that and said, it's the fucking Dolphins. All right, they're pretty bad. They're terrible. Okay, wait until they play the Broncos. Wait until they have to face off against that defense. Oh, my God. What are they going to – Daniel Jones is going to fall right back there. He's going to be New York Giants, classic New York Giants. Danny Dimes, everybody's going to be like, oh, we got excited for nothing. We got excited enough. Look at how bad Daniel Jones is. Once he goes up against that vaunted, it's so vaunted, that defense. It's got full of vaunts. What does vaunted mean? I don't know, but they've got it. They are overflowing in vaunt, that Denver defense, which I believe too. I was like, hey, listen, this Denver game is going to tell us a lot about Daniel Jones. It's like, because nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. Let's take a look. Let's see what they did. If we can here real quickly. By the way, as we know, the Colts won the game on whether you want to argue good or bad call for the leverage or whatever. I think by the rule of the book, I think it was right. On a 60-yard field goal, why are you fucking doing leverage anyway? Unless it's Brandon Aubrey, he's not there's a good chance he's not going to make it. If
Yeah.
it's Brandon Aubrey, he's going to make it comfortably from fucking 75 yards. So who gives a fuck? But Daniel Jones, what? Like, what are we talking about? Why is that? Let me look this up here because I did have it up here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Daniel Jones game against Denver, 23 of 34. A completion percentage of 67.6. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
316. Motherfucker threw for 316 yards against this Denver defense. Threw for a touchdown. 44 yards was the longest completion, averaging about 9.3 yards per completion. Quarterback rating of 107. Took one sack. And that.
I think he had a rushing touchdown too.
I know he's had, I think, 3 through the first 2 games.
Yeah.
He's had 3 rushing touchdowns. Yes, indeed. He had a rushing touchdown. Only 6 attempts. Only 2 yards on those. I think the sack took a lot of the yards on that. But yeah. So the vaunted Denver defense, and I still want to see people say, and part of it is that you are seeing people being like starting to come around and be like, oh, is Daniel Jones for real? But there's still plenty of people that were just like, what's wrong with Denver's defense? What could be possibly wrong that they're letting Daniel Jones do this to them? How could they be? So I think there's still a lot of people who are not on that bandwagon. Now me, of course, I'm going to be on it fully. I'm already on it. I'm on it. I'm like, Daniel Jones, fucking murdering it. He's great. I love it. I've seen all I need to say. Other people, I think, are going to need more, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But looking, even in his first game against the Dolphins, 22 of 29, he had a 75.9% completion percentage, 272. He actually had a better game against Denver, really, than he did against Miami.
Yeah.
So and this is it. Like I'm usually not a stats show, but I feel like I have to come on here with the stats, or people are just going to say, "Oh, you're just a Daniel Jones apologist, so of course you're going to like look at the fucking numbers."
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
We can continue to keep on saying like and moving the goalposts and saying like, well, it was the Dolphins, or well, the Broncos defense hasn't quite gelled yet, or oh, we don't know. That's all the fucking arguments sound like to me right now. But I can't discount it now, because when you look at it, and I've seen some of people on either YouTube or ESPN or other places break down the all 22. You get to look at it, you get to see what they do, and the 2 things that you really notice when it comes to Daniel Jones now is holy shit, he has time to throw the fucking ball. Like, and it's not like the Colts have an amazing offensive line. They don't have the Eagles' offensive line here. They don't have the Bills. Like, they're not this spectacular offensive line. It's a good offensive line.
They've always had decent lines,
and except when Andrew Luck was there, which is what caused him to retire early. That maybe that's the thing. But so it's an average offensive line that's just giving him some time to throw the ball. Not 0.3 seconds like the Giants, but like just a little time to throw the ball. And the confidence he has.
Yeah.
And one of the plays that I saw, and I forget who it was, if it was either Schlereth or Saturday or one of those guys, and they were breaking down a play, and they said, look at this play from Daniel Jones, is that he was getting pressure. He had people starting to collapse the pocket on him. But he stepped up into the pocket and completed the throw as he was hit. And it was like they said he had the confidence to throw the ball. His receiver hadn't even turned around yet. But he had the confidence that the ball was going to be where it was going to be and the receiver was going to be where it was. And it was a completion. And they said when you look at that compared to how he was with the Giants, because of how little time he ever had to complete the pass, how little he could actually survey the field and get the ball to where it needed to be and do check downs and do a proper progression. Like with the Giants, everything was skittish. Everything was like, got the ball, I got to get rid of it. There was zero confidence. Nothing could really fix that. At Indianapolis, he's been in there for 2 games and has looked like an all-pro. And my whole thing was like, I think he can be a good NFL quarterback. I never said he was going to be top 10 or top 15. I said he could be a good, serviceable quarterback if he got just decent protection and was able to do these things. I thought he could be a good quarterback, a game manager, as you will.
Yeah.
He's surpassing that. Now, again, the Colts haven't punted yet, and they haven't had a turnover yet. I believe they are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not have punted and not have a turnover in their first 2 games. So you're talking 60 years worth of football. Guess who did it? The first to do it, the Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones. They're 2-0 for the first time since Peyton Manning was there.
Yeah.
Their numbers, their completions, their yards per game, they're ranked constantly in a lot of these categories, 1st, 4th, 5th, 9th, 5th, 4th. Like, when you look at, now again, can they sustain us throughout the season? Can they do all that? That's always going to be the big question. But my point was, like, when you have people who were sitting there saying, like, yeah, that first game aberration. They played Miami. They're terrible. That's an aberration. Whether Indianapolis won or lost the game against Denver, to me, is not as consequential as Daniel Jones' stats. No turnovers, 300-plus yards, the 1 passing touchdown and 2 rushing touchdowns against the defense that everybody said, that's the we're going to find. Daniel Jones is going to get knocked right down to where he was again, because that Denver's an actual defense, not like Miami. Like Miami. Denver's an actual real defense that's going to get him. Daniel Jones, I think, had a better game against that vaunted Denver defense than he did against Miami.
Yeah, and like, you brought up the stats there. When he was with the Giants, I mean, the last time I could think of like any type of game like that he had was the year he was like productive. I would
the Minnesota game, the Minnesota playoff game was the last time where he looked like this, as comfortable, as confident, as like, hey, we're going in there, we're going to win, and did everything he needed to do, got the ball where it needed to be. That's the last time I saw this Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And if you get that Daniel Jones consistently, and so far, this is probably, for me, this is the most consistent I've seen. 2 good games in a row is the most consistent I've ever seen from Daniel Jones. If that continues to happen, like I said, we're looking at something that could be special. Crafty in the chat says, I think Daniel Jones has the potential to be on par with Darnold. If he continues to play the way he does now,
I think better.
I think better. I absolutely think better than Sam Darnold.
Yeah. The only thing I want to ask you, and I was thinking about this yesterday or today. Let's say he has another good game. Not doesn't have to be great, but another good game this weekend. If you're the Colts, do you open up negotiations to a long-term contract? Make him your.
I think you look. I think you're going to wait and see what happens, and wait till the end of the season and see how things turn out.
Bad idea. I think.
Because here's the thing, you're going to wait and see. Because if he does get them into the playoffs, and maybe even deep into the playoffs, they're going to break him off. He's going to get paid.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. But I think they're going to be cautious because they saw what happened with the Giants. And they saw, the Giants paid him, and then he fell off, which, again, I have maintained and do maintain and still maintain was Brian Dable and the Giants, and the refusing to updating and upgrading that offensive line at all whatsoever, which they still haven't done, and aren't doing. Their next, now here's the thing: the Colts' next game is against the Titans. So even if he does well there, people are going to say, "Well, it's the Titans." But again, that's going to be a division game, so that'll be good for them. Then they have to go to the Rams. That's going to be the next, because the Rams' defense is very good, and they're very good at getting pressure. So how he performs at that one on the road in Los Angeles. The Titans game is on the road too, but it's the Titans. Yeah. Sorry, hamster. No offense, but it is the Titans. But week 4 at the Rams, I think that's going to be another big test to see where he's at. And then they have the Raiders at home, and they have the Cardinals at home. That'll be interesting. And then they have to go right back to Los Angeles to play the Chargers, which will also be interesting. And by that time, Khalil Mack might be back. He's on the injured reserve now for that elbow injury. Brr. Ugh,
yeah,
that was.
I started to see the video. I'm like, no, I was eating.
That was starting to see live. You're watching that live, and I saw that, and I was like, oh no, he went. Oh no, and then they showed the alternate angle, and I was like, don't do that. I was like, I know what we're gonna see, and sure enough, that was, kind of like when you get buffalo wings and you kind of want to break it apart there a little bit to get more of the meat. That's he got buffalo winged. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. But I'll tell you this. Switching gears here just a little bit, because I can only kiss Daniel Jones' ass so much before everybody gets so very upset at me. Why don't you just suck him off, King? Why don't you just suck him off, bitch? All right, shut up. I think the Chargers might be real, and they're putting themselves in a great spot right now. Because here's the thing: they have something unique that I haven't seen too many times from the schedule makers. Their first 3 games are divisional games. Now, they played the Kansas City Chiefs in Brazil and won.
Yeah.
They have now played the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas, and they've won. Now they get to go home for the first time, and that's where they are going to play the Denver Broncos this week. If they win, it's not only that they start the season 3-0, they're 3-0 in the division. They've already completed half their division schedule and swept it. Which would mean, they would be not only are they the catbird seat, they would be 3-0. Then you're talking about, at best, if everything works out in their favor, you're talking about the Raiders being 1-2, the Dolphins, the Broncos being 1-2, and if the Giants beat the Chiefs, not going to happen. That is listen, I had this argument with my father today. We will talk about it a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it now. We're definitely going to have to talk about it on the Friday forecast.
Friday, yeah.
But I've seen too much. I've seen too much of the Giants.
I see dead people.
I have watched the Giants my whole life. The Giants in prime time, at home, in a somewhat big game against a desperate team, we're getting blown up by fucking 24 at least. At least. I have zero confidence that the Giants are going to do anything. Like there's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance. And everybody's like, well, if the Giants play the way they did, they're not. They're not. They're not going to play that way. And the Chiefs can't start 0-3. So they're going to do everything. It looks like Xavier Worthy is going to play in the game. He's practicing now.
Okay.
He's got the brace on his shoulder. So listen. I'm a Giants fan, and I know everybody kind of wants to see like, well, they look pretty good. They look like maybe they got it together there. Maybe they're going to come out and look pretty good. Give them a little 1-2 punch. Maybe get the no. We're fucking we're as dead as Hoffa underneath the fucking stadium, man. It's not happening.
Maybe what the Giants should do is put Hudson out there on cornerback on the very first defensive play, and line him up across from Xavier Worthy, and when he hikes that ball, boom, right to his shoulder.
Just a head slap. I don't know. Give him a bop. Give him a little head bop. Shoe body do. So yeah, from what I've learned from the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, we've talked about it obviously a little bit already. I think Daniel Jones is showing he wasn't the problem in New York. He wasn't the problem. And that he's oh my God, when you give a quarterback time to go through his progressions, survey the field, and time to throw the ball, a good quarterback can be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that? Case in point, Joe Burrow has been looking like a good quarterback with a terrible offensive line. And it's cost him again. He's out for at least 12 games, 3 months. Yeah. So somewhere in that 12-game range is what he's going to miss. We get Jake Browning, which is good because maybe we get more views of his girlfriend in the skybox, and hopefully she keeps on wearing those white onesies. That's a very nice, fantastic, wonderful. I didn't hear everybody complaining when they show her over Taylor Swift. You know, people weren't complaining about that. You told Taylor Swift, no, I don't want to kill Taylor Swift. They show Jake Browning's girlfriend. All of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, show more of her.
I'm okay with them showing Taylor on TV.
If she wore that,
as long as they have that security blanket thing up that they put up.
That was weird. Like that's the thing. As the resident Swiftie Peppa Jack was here talking about during that. It's like everything about that was weird. She wasn't in the skybox. Like she didn't watch the game. She was at. She was at Arrowhead. Or her assistant was there. Her mother was there. A lot of other people were there, and that's it. They had the security screens there. Like that were outside the locker room. So she was there.
Yeah.
But she didn't watch the game. So that's got us thinking, like, was she doing like a photo shoot? Was she doing like a promo? Is this a promo for maybe the Super Bowl halftime show? Is this something like that they did and had something like that? Because that's the thing is the one assistant that was there doesn't go to anything that's not business related.
Yeah.
And her mother was there. She's not there for, she's not going to be there for shits and giggles. She's going to be there if her daughter is there. So she was there.
The only theory I saw, and I don't know if this was just some jackass putting it out there, was with everything that has been going on in the world, she didn't want to be like too close to fans, people, just in case.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay.
No. That's clearly not what happened. Because she would like what? So what? She was sitting in the locker room watching the game. That doesn't make sense. That's not. No.
I mean, she's still there to support her.
No, I think it feels like something was being done in a professional capacity.
Oh.
As far as maybe something was either being filmed or there was a photo shoot or something of that nature. It doesn't feel, and they wanted like the authentic looking locker room or something. Is what would be my guess. Again, nobody knows.
A new album cover for Peppa Jack.
Jesus Christ! I think she just released another variant CD today or something. It's like fucking bitch. Will you stop with the CDs? We got enough. To the point where Peppa Jack, she bought so many of them because they all came with different things or whatever. Like she's now offering it. Like she called my sister before and was just like, I know your daughter still likes Taylor Swift a little bit. I know she's trying to fit in with a cool crowd, so not. But she still listens. If she wants a CD, I will give her a CD because I've got like such an overflow of them. So when they release, does she want one? She's at this point she's like Robin Hood of Taylor Swift CDs. She just hand them out because she won't stop buying the CDs, and Taylor Swift won't stop putting them out. What are you doing? So that could be. Maybe that's it. It's going to be the locker room edition. It's like, oh, fuck. That's another fucking $60 that's going to be going down the drain. Let's see. Peppa Jack in the chat. Look at this. Like she heard us talking about it, and that's why Peppa Jack said, according to quote-unquote source says, they were doing it to keep her on the down low now before TS12 pops off in October because promo in October is going to be huge, so they want her to be quiet for now. Okay. Then why the fuck? What was she doing in a lock? This is my point. What was she doing in a locker room behind all the security screens? Why not, like, if she wants to be quiet, just don't show up to the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? That's the thing that I'm iffy on with, like, just what is the point of all that? Because now here's the thing. You put up the security screens, but everybody knows you're there, so it still doesn't matter. The presence is the aura. Public's gonna be like, oh, what is she now? She's too good to even show her face. Oh my God, how pretentious!
I told you guys.
How bad like that? So it's just now it's so that I don't know. That doesn't strike me as something about. And even Peppa Jack, she's like, according to the sources, she's like, I don't know.
Maybe that's where a wedding reception will be.
That makes no. dude,
the locker room.
Why wouldn't she do like a listen, I know it's obnoxious, but like considering everything, do a fucking stadium wedding. Sell tickets for it. You're gonna tell me these crazy fucking Swiftie bitches ain't gonna buy themselves a ticket to go to?
Yeah.
You get to say that I was an attendee at Taylor Swift's wedding. Like, you could do another one. You could do it as private ceremony and have it all nice or whatever. But do a fucking public stadium one and then break out into a concert. Dude, you make another $1 billion off that. Live streaming on top of it all. You make $1 billion.
Travis, you could retire now and don't have to worry about dropping balls into the end zone. So
why am I? I know, dude. Maybe he was thinking about that. Maybe it was just like, man, I can't wait for the honeymoon. Whoa, my God. That's not the first time he'll be dropping balls.
Can I go back to the Chiefs-Eagles game? I will give that offensive lineman freaking credit. That tracked the
for running him down? Yeah, I was going to say.
Dude, 330 pounds and you run like that?
I was going to say, you got, and I'll tell you what, the Eagles have to stop. They have to stop getting good on defense. Like, you fucking have this Makuba Hatada guy now.
I have no clue where he came from.
I don't know, but he's fucking, the last 2 games, he's been just a star right there again. And it's like, last year was the exciting whites and Cooper DeJean, who... Cooper DeJean got fucking face washed. He got bitched by Travis Kelce. Fucking bitched him out. No. But you know who didn't get bitched out was Makuba there, and he kind of made Travis his bitch. And it's just like, the funny thing is, you can see it when it happens. Like, it bounces off Travis's hand, Makuba grabs it and starts running, and you see Travis just kind of go, oh no! You see, while it's happening, he's like, I can't catch him. He's gone. Oh fuck! What did I do? Like, when they do the slow mo, you see him just go. No. Yeah. It's one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen in my life. Other than the Eagles losing the Super Bowl that one time, that was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, but we're a 2-time champion now, so soon to be 3.
Giants are no, you're not. Stop it. Because I'm going to tell you what. He's not in the chat right now. You know who's winning the NFC? And I think it's not even close. Dude, it's the Packers.
I need to see a couple more.
Well, here's the thing. Because you're not here, like the way things kind of go here, you're not going to be able to do the countdown with us on Tuesdays. I'm going to jump over. We're going to jump over to the board now, and we're going to we need your explanation on things. I do have a couple of questions. The Eagles at 4? Even I have them at 3.
Yeah. The Bills obviously playing really well.
Yes, they are. Bills and Packers, we both have at 1 and 2, and I think that's probably the correct way to go about it.
Yeah. And then as far as the Ravens, this is a case for me of if the Ravens and the Eagles played today.
On a neutral field.
I'm not even going to say that, because even on neutral field, you'll still bitch, the refs didn't call the false start on the Eagles, even though the defensive lineman was over the ball. Ravens offense going up against our corners, I'm still not comfortable with. Yes, we finally got a safety in a Kubier. We're okay with Mitchell, but we're douchebag Adoree Jackson. I don't know why he's still out there. He needs to come off. Offensively going up against that Baltimore defense.
But here's the thing, and I'm pushed back on this because Baltimore's defense, I think, is more reputation than actual what they are.
Yeah, but
that Bills defense gave up 41 points to the Bills, and collapsed in that game. And again, up until the middle of the third quarter against the Browns, they were struggling. Both the offense and defense. Derrick Henry only had 23 yards against the Browns. Now, granted, the Browns defense forgot Lamar Jackson existed, which is something you don't want to do. But like the Ravens to me still strike me as a question. Now, the Eagles do as well. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And in the chat, Crafty says the same thing. He's like, the Eagles are a question mark right now for me. He also thinks it might be the Packers-Chargers Super Bowl. I think that's a possibility. Don't get me wrong. Right now, to me, and as I explained it on the countdown yesterday, the Bills kind of feel like a team that are like, all right, enough fucking around. We are gonna go. We're gonna do this. This is our time. The Chiefs look like they're fucking bleeding right now. Fucking, it looks like there's not really anything else, and we already took care of the Ravens. So any tiebreaker we might potentially have with them in the future downfield looks like it's in our favor. And like it feels like the Bills are just kind of on this tour of like we're not screwing around.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that the Chargers can't make it or get there somewhere? Maybe. But the reason I have the Eagles at 3 is maybe it's a little bit of the recency bias of the Eagles have been very good, and we all thought they were very good to begin with. And I thought moving them down to 3, even after winning Kansas City, because again, these 2 games against teams who, again, the fact that they only put 20 up on the Cowboys. And that Cowboys team let the Giants put 37 up on them? Giants?
I think the Giants are better than
no.
They're not great. They're not average, but they're not 32nd in the league.
And then you're playing now. Granted, you're on the road, so that is what it is. But you're playing a Kansas City team that is, I think everybody can comfortably say, even with the eyeball test, not at their best.
Yeah.
Right now. And you only beat them by 3? Like, that, to me, is worrying. Like, you're supposed to have this offense that can run through anybody. You have this thing. It seems like they're off to a slow start. The difference is, between this year and last year, I think, is that they're off to a slow start, but they're still winning games.
Yeah.
So I can't really knock them out too badly because they are winning. But...
Here's the thing, like, and I've seen 75 to 80% Eagles fans screaming and hollering, just like what you're saying. We're supposed to be this high-powered offense, and we're just skating by, just getting by. How many seasons now in a row have we start off slow like this and then just finally click? Also,
but you can't depend on that. You can't sit there and say like,
that's.
Don't worry about it, guys. We'll cliff week 5, week 6. We'll be set. Don't worry about it. Like
that's what I'm thinking, because it's new offensive coordinator who, like that first play of the game, AJ Brown was wide open, but our offensive line didn't give Hurts time to chuck it down. The one that he.
So is that an offense? But that's my point. Is this an offensive line problem? Saquon Barkley hasn't been able to get going. The running game isn't there right now. Hurts is looking like the Jalen Hurts that we all know, not the Hurts that Eagles fans wish he was. It's and the defense is not as dominant as we would have thought going into the season. Yeah. Going into the season, we thought, boy, the Eagles defense, even though they maybe lost a couple pieces, they still put more pieces back there, and it looks good. And to that extent, I still think they're one of the better defenses in the NFL. But like, this is the thing. Right now, if you ask me, like, Eagles versus Packers, I think the Packers mopped the floor with the Eagles, and I don't think a game's even close. And that's something I wouldn't have said a week ago or even 2 weeks ago.
I think they win 10, 13 points. I don't think they win by 20 plus.
The 10 to 13 points is a blowout for the Eagles. Yes, that is. That's absolutely a blowout. If you're the Eagles, if you were the preseason presumptive defending Super Bowl champion coming into the season, and even you as an Eagle fan are admitting Packers could win by 10, 13 points, that's not good. That's not good. And that's what I'm saying. So I think the Packers right now are far and beyond right now the best team in the NFC, and maybe the best team in the NFL. It's arguable right now between the Packers and Bills. I was struggling whether or not to put the Packers up there. We'll see what happens this week. But I mean, to me, I think the Packers are very good. The other question I have for you, and no, Crafty, nobody is sleeping on the Rams. I am not sleeping on the Rams. Me and Jimbo both have them at 8. It's your number 11 that has me a little kerfuzzled. For somebody who has been on my ass for the last 2 years about how I place the Chiefs and where they are, you have The 0-2 winless, completely winless, have not won a game.
Yeah.
Chiefs still in your top 12.
Yeah.
How?
Well, I figure, if Notre Dame's 0-2 and is still in the top 25, why can't the Chiefs be?
And that's another one. I still don't know how the fuck that happened. Like, how is that possible?
And I'll explain about the Chiefs, but when I saw that about Notre Dame, I'm like, maybe this whole AP thing that King told me about is a true thing.
Right? Because, listen, you're not going to find two bigger Notre Dame fans to be in Jimbo. But when that came out and we looked at each other, I think ELS actually broke it in the Discord chat. And he was like, yeah, Notre Dame is actually like 20, what are we, 23, 24?
24, yeah.
And it's like, how? How
Bowling
are we in the
State-
top 25?
Bowling State has an FBS win before we have a win this season.
I think they said USC is 2-0, and they're a spot below Notre Dame.
Jesus Christ.
In what world?
As far as the Chiefs, though, what would I drop them, like 5 spots? Something like that? Like
Yeah, I think they're -5,
right?
yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of questions, but that's a lot of spots to drop. Like, it wasn't like they got blown out by 30 points by us. If that happened, then yeah.
Yeah, but think of the teams
the Falcons would beat them.
But, like, again, even though the Bengals got injured, they're 2-0, and their defense looks better than what they've been doing. Like what we thought they would be.
Yeah.
Like, so, again, I would think
Well,
about...
actually, no,
that's
I'm
why
the
I
one
have
that
the
said
Bengals in there.
I'm the one that said the Bengals defense will be okay. But go ahead.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I'll have to go back.
I don't trust you. I don't
find-
trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't believe you because you say a lot of shit anyway. So I don't trust you. Like even with some of the I would consider putting the Cardinals in because at least the Cardinals again have 2 wins, and the Cardinals would have been in there ahead of the Bengals if they didn't completely and utterly blow. Like they almost lost that game to the Panthers, which they shouldn't have. And I don't know why they thought starting to play prevent defense halfway through the third quarter was the smart thing to do. Clearly not, because that's where Bryce Young got all his yards and points and everything. And then what happens? They get the onside kick. They're going to go down there in that last drive. And the Cardinals finally decide, let's press them again. Let's play the defense that we played early on in the game. 3 and out, got it done, game was over. It's like, lesson learned, Cardinals. How about next time? Don't play prevent for half the fucking game. And
Yeah.
keep the foot on the gas pedal. So, but yeah, that was the thing. The fact that you moved the Eagles so low and that you still have the Chiefs in there, and that you still have the Redskins in there. Like I don't know. Like there's a couple of these.
Now the Redskins, I may have changed that after I found out about Jaden Daniels being out for the week. Like I did this before Jaden Daniels was announced.
Well, yeah, I did mine too, but I didn't have him in there anyway. So, but here's the thing: I don't think you can move a team down just based on the injury. That's why I still have the Bengals there at 2-0. Yeah, they have. They're without Joe Burrow, but
so if Josh Allen gets hurt and they win this weekend, you're still gonna keep him at number 1 with like Mike White as the starting quarterback going forward
until they show me otherwise. When it comes to the power rankings, it's you have to show me. Like, you have to be good. Show me. That's why I have the Cardinals, the Colts where they are at 5.
Marcus Mariota has shown me enough to know how this game is going to go.
They've shown me, and we'll see. We'll see how Marcus Mariota does with the Redskins. If he plays well and they play well and they win their game, might move them back up depending on how all the other teams do here in the game. Like you're kind of doing yours as a little bit of, well, I think they'll do this, so this is where I'm going to put them. I do mine based on they have done this. Let me do that, and I think that's maybe where there's a little bit of the difference. And I understand that people do their rankings very much your way as well, where it's like, I think this team is this. I think this team is better than that. People don't have the Colts as high as I do. And again, we're only 1 spot off there, but there's people who have them even lower because they still don't believe in Daniel Jones. They're like, I'm waiting for this guy to blow up, so I'm not even gonna bother putting him in there. And there's some people that still have Daniel Jones ranked as the 25th best quarterback in the NFL. I saw that on one of these sites I was looking at trying to find all the stats and stuff. And this one guy has his QB rankings, and he still has Daniel Jones down at 25. And he's like, his only real chance for success is running the ball. Have you watched any of the 2 games? You fucking, I think his name was Steven Garcia. I was like, well, have you watched any of these fucking games? The fuck are you watching? His only chance is to run the ball. Eat shit, dude. What are we doing? ELS says, King, I like your top 12, but Jimbo's top 12 is making me scratch my head, as it often does. Also, speaking of scratching things, scratching the booty cheeks here. I get some of this. Like I don't understand moving the Giants up, like giving them a plus there. You have the Giants up a spot to 30, where I think you had them at 31 last week. I moved the Giants up one spot because, not because of really how well they played, just how bad the Dolphins are.
It's not even how bad the Dolphins are. It's McDaniel.
Like it's not. It's all of it. It's that entire organization. Chris Greer, I don't know how he's had a job for as long as he's had. I don't understand. Again, and you could. Mike McDaniel has just had the life sucked out of him. He's. I feel bad for him. This is going to drive him back to drinking, which is not something we want. We don't want that. But it seems like he's coming out and just be like, he's notorious for his press conferences anyway. But now, like, he's super depressed. He's like, to win the game, you got to win the game, and when you do things like we do, you don't win the game. That's how you don't not win the game. It's like, fuck, Mike. Oh God, I want to give him a hug. Like, what's? Yeah. I get it. I get being sad. I get being like, it's not a great time to be a Dolphins fan right now. But Jesus, man, get an ice cream, something.
Or take a puff of your vape or whatever you're doing.
No, I think that's the problem. I think he's over puffing because he's got to try to fucking deal with this fucking shit as bad as it is, and here we are, So,
as far as the Giants, I mean, the Cowboys are supposed to blow them away, and this and that. The other thing I thought
that too. But even still, the Cowboys still put 40 points up on them.
On a defense, I told you, Abdul Carter's a bust. If he wasn't a bust, then that defense would be better.
I think it's our defensive coordinator is pretty shitty.
No,
our coaching is pretty bad. Of course, you like him. You want him to stay there forever. Oh yeah, keep him there. We got to play the Eagles twice in 3 weeks coming up here. Yeah, keep him there. It's gonna be good. What a great guy, So that's not gonna be great. ELS wants to know why the Panthers aren't in your booty cheeks 5.
Well, let me see where I have them.
Because
I do the whole.
I know you do the whole list. I only do the 12 and then the 5. I'll say this.
I'll say this. They're 27th. And they're close.
I don't, because here's the thing. I very nearly have the Saints out of my booty cheeks because, which is something that a lot of Catholic children have said.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Muslim children too, but that's a different thing. That's something that people really got to pay attention to. But they for a team that was supposed to be like the worst team in the NFL, they're fucking scrappy.
Yeah,
they're giving teams everything they got, and to me, like that's like for a team, the Dolphins are playing the way I thought the Saints would.
Yeah.
So, and I look at that, and now again, are the Saints a good team? No, clearly not. Not even close.
Yeah.
But to be, in my opinion, to be in a booty cheeks 5, like not only do you have to be bad, but you have to be like disastrously bad. You have to be, I'm just here for a paycheck bad. You have to be, I'm going through the motions bad. That's the kind of bad I feel like you have to be in the booty cheeks. The Dolphins fit that. The Giants fit that. The Panthers fit that. The Titans, outside of Cam Ward, they might fit that. But the Saints are stubbornly aggressive. They're stubbornly like, no, we're gonna play football. We're gonna give it our all, whether we're good or not. And that to me is almost impressive enough to be like, I'm gonna get them out of there. And again, I have the Panthers worse than the Saints right now. Depending on what we have coming up with the Saints, I don't know even who they're playing this week. I'll look that up. But
and that makes me wonder about the Saints. If Kellen Moore could get a quarterback, how good could his team be? I mean,
Here's the thing. Yes, they did. They need a lot of other things as well.
Well, yeah, but
Don't
that's a
get me
good
wrong.
start.
But they have like they have an ability here to do something. Let me look up the rest of their schedule. Who do the Saints have? They're at the Seahawks this week. They can win that game.
Yeah.
Like, will they? I don't know. I might pick the Seahawks, but they can win that game. And then week 4 is the Buffalo Bills. Not quite there yet, New Orleans.
Participation.
Yeah, but after that, they get the Giants down in New Orleans. That's a winnable game in my mind.
Yeah.
Early on, I was like, it's hard to find a win on the schedule for the Saints when we were doing the preseason Friday forecast. Now I look at this and I was like, they can beat the Giants. They can beat the Seahawks. They can beat the Patriots. They can beat the Bears. They can beat the Panthers. Like, I don't think they're going to beat the Buccaneers or the Rams. I think they can give the Falcons a good shot. They can beat the Dolphins. They can beat the Panthers. Like, the Saints might get 6 or 7 wins this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think. For somebody who picked them to win none.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had them 0-17. I think I had them at 2, definitely 1, maybe 2.
I think
wins.
you had them at 2.
Yeah.
I think you had them at 2. But I was saying, like, this is definitely a year where I could see the Saints doing something. It's like, I did not see that going to 3. That's why I always love the first couple weeks here. It's always like, man, what's up? And again, we're gonna look back at this in like 5 weeks at the halfway point of the season and be like, yeah, some of these takes are fucking weird. I don't know what we're talking about. But for now, I think we say, like I said, I'm excited to see where Daniel Jones goes from here. Like, God, I hope the trajectory stays and that he just continues to play as well as he has. And that's something I'm looking forward to, and I hope that he does that. But yeah, I think we got to now. Okay, before we go, I do want to make sure that we get our picks in, and this one's going to be a tough one for Thursday Night Football. Now, last week was an interesting game, good matchup. We had the Packers and the Redskins, and I think we just saw maybe how good the Packers are. Now,
maybe.
Now we're going to see how good the Bills are because they got a tough test coming up. They are playing in Buffalo, but they are playing the visiting Miami Dolphins, who was trying to get through it. I was trying to get through it. I don't know if I can do it. Who you got on Thursday Night Football, Jimbo?
Well, if this game was in the late fall, early winter, I may go with the Dolphins because Mike McDaniel, since he wore that "it's cold outside" shirt, whatever graphic, he's like 4 and 40,000, so he's not good when it's warm out or cold out. And I was thinking he might break that, but I think the Bills are gonna just get by.
I was going to say, here's the thing. To make this maybe a little bit more interesting as far as picks go, we're obviously both picking the Bills. How much do they win by? I was going to say, we got dead air.
I almost said 50.
And that could be.
I'll say 25.
Don't forget, the Dolphins had 70 put up on them just 2 years ago. So
yes, I would not be surprised if Josh Allen is benched by start of the fourth quarter. Or taken out, not benched, but taken out.
I'll say 24.
Okay.
And I'll say 24 plus. I think it definitely could be over. But
now we just said that, and now the Dolphins are going to put 70 up on the Bills.
Yeah, okay. I'll believe that when my shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
Taco Bell?
ELS. Have you never watched Super Troopers, my good friend?
No, I know, but...
My God. ELS in the chat, he thinks Bills win by 64. Could happen. It would have been funnier if you said 69. 69 is always funnier.
Yes, always go 69.
Always go 69. There's one thing. You know what? ELS is too young. He's not versed yet. When you have the chance, always go 69. But I think that's going to do it for this week of the flagship show, Stay Tuned Sports here. We talked a little bit about Daniel Jones. We talked a little bit about the refs. We talked a little bit about the cheating Eagles. Talked a little bit about the Giants and their fucking terribleness and how they're going to lose on Sunday night. We'll talk more about that on the Friday forecast coming up on Friday. Go figure that. And we touched on a couple of other little things here or there, having fun, which is what we do. If you like having fun with us, and I certainly hope you made it all the way through this, hit the like, share, and if you're brand new here, hit that subscribe button and the little bell. Helps us out tremendously with the algorithm and gets us closer to our goal of being monetized, which we have to get to 1,000 subscribers before we can do. So I certainly hope that you can help us on our journey there. If you want to help us out a little bit more fiduciarily and help us out with a little bit of the finances, again, everything that's donated to the show will go to helping the show. Will it get Jimbo a new computer? Perhaps. Depends on how much you want to donate. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse, still after about a full year, is Pecan, who has donated $35. If you want to get your name on a ticker, donate more than $35. Your name goes on a ticker. But we will accept any and all donations. And again, everything goes to the show to make it better, whether it's going to be new computer for Jimbo, new background for us, new whatever. We're going to do something for the show to add to the show and make the show better. I promise I'm not going to buy Jägermeister with it. I will leech off of other people to do that. But again, we have that donation station there. We also have the link for our merch store in the description below as well. So you can buy shirts. We have a Jackson Dart shirt there. We got to sell the team shirt for the Bengals. We have our 8-bit shirts. We have banners, coffee cups, coffee itself. We have all that there for you and more stuff being added all the time. And if you have any suggestions, leave a comment below. Let us know what you would like to see as far as that goes, or just leave us a comment below. Just tell us how I'm right. Tell us how Jimbo is wrong. Tell us that we suck. Tell us that we're great. Whatever you want to do. It's YouTube. Be mean. That's kind of what the YouTube comment section is for anyway. Be mean. I don't give a fuck. But there's all that. And also, please, link for my nephew, Youth Athlete of the Year. Go vote for him. It helps him out tremendously. And he deserves it. So go do that. So before we get out of here, Jimbo, and I go to enjoy my wonderful and beautiful white people taco night, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to speak to two groups of people.
Oh, shit. Where is this going? Uh-oh. Do I have to end the stream early?
The refs, please start calling the offsides on the tush push against the defense. They're always lining up on the crew.
Oh, you motherfucker. I'm about to end the stream early anyway.
And then to my fellow Eagle fans out there, enjoy the tush push while it lasts, because this will be the final year for tush push.
Okay, and also myself to speak to Eagles fans out there.
I'm
an Eagles fan. Let me eat horse shit. Fly Eagles. ELGS, ES, ELGS, Eagles. That's going to get us in trouble.
Yep.
That one's going to get us in trouble. But until tomorrow, when we will go ahead and live stream, I will be live streaming the Bills and Dolphins, as Jimbo has to go to bed and go to work because he's a functioning member of society, unlike myself. My name is King. That right over there, that's your good friend Jimbo. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday.